Mine, Andrew, came to visit for a golf lesson, and although he's doing very well, still a little inconsistent sometimes with contact, and also just controlling the club face at impact, occasionally missing a few shots towards the left-hand side. And the reason for this is very much to do with the right arm. See, what needs to happen in the downswing position is that the upper arm needs to move to the side of the body, and we basically need to try and hold on to external rotation for as long as possible. So if I use this little pointer here, okay, which will help highlight. So that's the position of my forearm. So when I produce external rotation, you can see the pointer points up to the sky. Now what you want to do is essentially this, okay? And then as you square the club face like so, the way my hands can lead. The problem with Andrew is a little bit more like this, okay? Now, one of the reasons for this is a lot to do with his rotation in the downswing. So if I divide myself into symmetry here, what needs to happen, as you guys have heard me say before, is we really need to turn the pelvis into the leg. As I turn my pelvis into my leg, you can see the way it shifts the pelvis to the left-hand side. So if I was dividing myself into symmetry here, the way most of my lower body is located to the left of the alignment stick. The problem with Andrew is he has a tendency to turn more over the leg, which is this, which is why his right arm gets a little bit blocked. And that's why from the sort of side-on perspective, we can notice with Andrew, he has a tendency to stand up. Now, look, I'm always with online students, face-to-face students, for you guys, trying to help you experience from distance, working with you or not, how you're going to do it. And this is the reason why I designed the hip stick. So what we spent some of the session doing, which made a real, big difference to Andrew in terms of his feedback, is we did the hip stick. Now, for those of you that have recently purchased the hip stick, one of the drills that I suggest that you do is, if you're happy to mess around, is reduce an alignment stick. So what I've done here is I've cut this alignment stick really short. And the reason why is if you kind of turn over the leg like this, you're going to miss it. But also what was happening with Andrew is if you start thinking about, oh, okay, I've got to move more left, you see how tilted the pelvis gets, you're just going to get more stuck. And this is why a lot of pros sort of talk about, you see these sort of movements that I'm demonstrating here, covering the ball. And what it basically is if my pelvis turns into my leg, so it kind of goes down into my leg, you can see the hip stick as an exaggeration. I'm trying to get it as low as possible. Those of you who are familiar, it's almost like a game of limbo. I'm trying to go down whilst keeping my head still. And this is the correct rotation. And this is what we're looking for. And this is what I spend most of the session doing with Andrew during the sort of brief time that we had together. And what you can start to see is once you understand this motion here, what will happen is you'll be able to understand as you start the downswing, pulling the left hip back. And as time goes on, what I'm saying is this motion here obviously moves everything to the left, which means your right arm can move this way. So continue to document Andrew's progress. If any of you are interested, head over to the website hipstickgolf.com where you can pick up one of yours yourself. I'll see you soon.